the Emerge Radio Show. I'm Shan, producer for the Emerge team, and I'm super excited that you could join us today. Today, we're speaking with Cherise Newsome, regional media spokesperson for Eastern Virginia and Northeastern North Carolina of Dominion Energy. We're also talking with Virginia-based personal stylist Jen Kay. She was actually a panelist at our All About Fashion brunch back in September. Of course, we will make a divine decision with Dorothea, and Deshana will drop some gems on us as she gives us her 2 cents on finance. But first up, some amazing tips to help you emerge as a CEO from Tiffany. So let's slide on over with Tiffany into the CEO's Corner.
Emerge yourself.
Welcome to the CEO Corner, where you get tips on how to emerge your business. There's always a hope for someone starting their business that one day they hope to grow, right? Well, how do we handle growth? Growth sounds great, but it comes with so many obstacles, and it requires capital, more employees, marketing, and more. So if you find yourself in this position, it sounds like you're facing challenges with processes of not being able to keep up with the growth your organization is experiencing. Rapid growth can often put strain on existing systems and workflows. To address this issue, it might be helpful to reassess and optimize your current processes to accommodate the increased demands. Start by identifying any bottlenecks or inefficiencies and finding ways to streamline them. Automation and technology solutions could also help to automate repetitive tasks and increase efficiency. I know personally I'm going through that now, where I'm learning new systems, learning how to use AI to make sure I'm being more efficient instead of spending so much time on certain tasks. Additionally, consider scaling up your resources, such as hiring more staff or investing in new infrastructure to better support your growing operations. But we all want to be in this growth period. So this is a good thing, and let's face these challenges so we can get past the growth period and experience success. I'm Tiffany Boyle, and that's my tip from the CEO Corner.
Emerge yourself.
It's Emerge Wednesdays on WHOV 88.1 FM.
Well, hello, Cherise. We are so excited to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I am doing great, Tiffany. Thank you for having me here. I look forward to our conversation.
Yes, we always have great ones. So I'm very excited. And I know our listeners are going to be so excited to hear about what you do, how you help businesses, and what you do personally at the same time. So if you just want to go in and just start off with introducing yourself, that'd be great.
Sure. So I am Cherise Newsome, a regional media spokesperson for Dominion Energy. We have about 7 million customers in 15 states. And of course, we are headquartered in Virginia. I am from Hampton Roads, born and raised in Norfolk, where I still live with my family. And I feel very fortunate to work for a company where I live, work, and play. Dominion Energy is committed to helping customers, but also helping the community. And it does so much for so many charitable and community-focused causes throughout our region and state and service areas all over. So I feel really fortunate to be with Dominion, and I feel very proud to share its story.
No, that is amazing. So how long have you been with Dominion?
I've been with Dominion for about 6 months. And in my role, I get to tell stories about the company, how it is delivering power to customers of all types. So residential customers, business customers, and when there are storms which cause outages, then I help provide information about when power is going to be restored. So I work really closely with news media, journalists, and other information providers and community leaders to let people know what's going on with their power. As a utilities provider, we take great pride in delivering power for people's everyday lives. And we know that storms can interrupt that. So I get a chance to inform the community about the status of their power if there is an outage during a storm, and how our crews will work faithfully to get it restored so they can go about their daily lives.
Oh, well, we thank you for that, because it is super important. I know people get mad at their electricity bill, but if you did not have electricity, you'd be even more upset. So we
all need energy, right?
Yeah.
We all need energy to power our lives lives and our homes and our workplaces. And, Tiffany, one of the biggest drivers of energy costs is your usage. So for people who want to save money on their energy bill, it really helps to take a look at your energy usage and to find ways to conserve energy and to use energy more efficiently. And Dominion has several programs that can help people do that. Just go to our website, dominionenergy.com, so that people can learn how to save energy, everything from making sure you're setting your thermostat at temperatures that will be both comfortable in your home, but responsive to the weather, making sure you're using energy efficient light bulbs and windows and heating and cooling systems. And we also provide support and assistance for people who would like help in making their home more energy efficient. We have programs that are both do-it-yourself kit and show people how to make their homes more energy efficient. And we also have programs that help people who need a little bit more assistance, especially, for example, if they've fallen behind on their bills, which will help them with bill pay assistance as well as home energy upgrades.
Yeah,
and
that is awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
And I need to take advantage of that because my house was built in 1959. I know I have some new windows and I have some old windows, and my electricity bill will get crazy in like the summer. Not so much the winter because I have gas for heat, but this year what I'm doing is they're like 4 or 5 months out of the year. I don't have to have like any AC on. I don't have to have any heat on because the brick like kind of insulates my house. So I'm in that season right now, that lovely 60 to 70 degree weather. But I definitely need to take advantage of that. Them coming out telling me how I can make the house more efficient because it is such, an older house. That would be great. So thank you for that. So what did you do prior to Dominion?
So I have been in media and public relations for about 18 years. So the totality of my career. I began as a journalist for the local newspaper, and then I was there for about 11 years. And then I went into PR, working for a public school division. And I got to tell stories about education and students and teachers and all the great things going on. I then worked for a nonprofit foundation in talking about philanthropy and spreading the good news about how everyday people can use their generosity to affect change in their community. And I also have dabbled in entrepreneurship. I launched my own firm of PR and marketing while I was earning my MBA. And then I saw this great opening at Dominion Energy and decided to apply. And it has been a wonderful journey thus far because I get to still tell stories about people and how that intersects with our business and how we are not only helping customers, but helping the community. So I've been really fortunate to be in journalism and media and tell stories that can encourage and inspire. And through Dominion, for example, I've had a chance to meet a lot of really cool people. One of the things that I think is important for business owners to know is that they can, meet people who they're helping through their product and service, but who they can also make a connection with. And so at Dominion, I've been able to meet community leaders and residents and customers. And not only are we providing a service to them, but it's been really cool to learn how they have a connection to the company, but also how they connect to the community. So, for example, Dominion Energy provides a lot of grants and charitable donations all throughout our service areas. And so we help to fund causes to nonprofits that are helping in the education realm, helping to end homelessness, helping people who are sick, helping families. And so businesses who give back to and invest in the community are that much stronger. And so, I want to encourage businesses to look around and find ways that you can give back and help your community, because oftentimes your customers come from your community, especially local businesses. And so while we are a utilities provider in 15 states, we are very much so a community partner. And there are many different ways that we like to give back. And we believe that there are other ways that the community members and businesses can get involved in their community and give back to.
Cherise, I think you touched on something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to share some information because I thought this was so fascinating. I mean, being new to Dominion myself, Annually, the company donates about $45 million to charitable and community-focused causes across our service area. And so it is putting, its money where its mouth is, so to speak, by helping the communities where we do business. Along with the donations that are made, our employees engage in volunteer hours. One of the things that I enjoy about working at Dominion is that I get time off to volunteer, paid time off to volunteer. And so there are many different ways that companies can give back, donations and financial support, of course, but providing employee support and providing employees with volunteer hours also helps to make the community better.
So
I think go ahead, Tiffany.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
I just want to add my little tidbit. So Tiffany knows I've been part of this leadership program, development program at work. And so one of the things our company did was kind of partner us with some different businesses around the Hampton Roads. And one thing that was kind of the common denominator was always community involvement. And as future leaders of the companies, being good stewards in the communities we're in. So I feel like what you were talking about was literally right on time with what I was, out doing just today. So I think that's important, giving back in the community and for the entrepreneurs and business owners listening to make sure they're being good stewards of their community as well. So thank you for touching on that point.
Absolutely. And to your point, giving back and community service, those are great indicators of strong leadership. When you can spend time and helping others and giving back, then you are showing that you are a good leader. And at Dominion, we are not just a leader in the energy industry, but we want to be leaders in our communities and we want to be good community partners. And so as individuals and as businesses and business owners, if you really want to make an impact and you really want to be a leader, serve. Martin Luther King had a quote that says, we all can be great because we all can serve. How can we serve our community, not only through our products, goods, and services, but through our time, talent, and treasure, through what we give back and how we help others?
Yes, that is great. So how do businesses contact Dominion to talk about their grant programs or to find out more information?
That is a great question. So you can go on our website and you can navigate to a section about our charitable foundation. And we have various grant cycles throughout the year. As a matter of fact, for 2023, we've already given out locally, we have different mechanisms, but through our community boards, we've given out about $500,000 already in 2023. And so when organizations go to our website, you can find out information about how to apply for a grant. And there are a number of different grants. We also have scholarship programs that are aimed at helping, for example, historically Black colleges and universities, and other scholarships to help students of various backgrounds to attain higher education. So go to our website to find that information as well. And along with the support that we provide to customers who need financial assistance or help making their homes more energy efficient, we also have programs that help small businesses. So for small businesses who are trying to conserve energy because they get a utilities bill too, right? If you're a business owner, then there are programs for businesses as well that aim to help you conserve energy and save money on your energy bill. So all of that is on our website. Go check it out, ask questions, call, email 1-866-DOM-HELP is our number. And, I encourage you and I encourage business owners and I encourage customers to call and find out about the different ways that Dominion Energy is here to help you. Again, we're not just your utilities provider, but we really do consider ourselves to be a community partner.
Awesome. So let's go back because you skipped over this little entrepreneur. I tried entrepreneurship for a little bit and then you gaze right on to Dominion. So let's go back to when you were an entrepreneur. Talk to us about that time in your life.
Sure. So I was earning my MBA and needed some flexibility in my schedule. And so entrepreneurship helped with that. Although, as you know, Tiffany, entrepreneurship is also very hard. It is challenging and it's not for everybody. And one of the things that I learned is that it was great for a little bit, but long term, I wanted to be at a larger company and I wanted to be just in a different industry. But entrepreneurship is a great way for people to try their skills, try their hand at something. I mean, I definitely encourage people to, use their gifts and talents and skills and abilities to see if they can make a business out of it. And, one of my favorite books in the business world is called Little Bets by Peter Sims, I believe. And what it talks about is how failure, or not necessarily failure, but when things don't work out, these little bets, these little risks that you take, they actually help set you up for success because you can learn from those instances, and it helps you to iterate and to come up with something even better, or to discover something about yourself or your product. And so you make this little bet, and you take that risk and you try it out, and it's never a loss because either you have lucked out on something that's really going to be a good business for you, or you have learned a lesson and found out something else about yourself or about your skills and talents that you can use elsewhere.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, we like to talk about all the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, because, some people just like to fluff it. Oh, everything's great. But no, everything is always not great. It's hard. And then sometimes you want to do a full-time job, part-time entrepreneurship, which we all know is never part-time. So we just like, here on the show, we like to definitely talk about it. So hopefully other people can learn from our amazing guests on the show. So what do you like to do for fun?
So I like music and I like concerts. And I think that Hampton Roads has several venues and attractions where, of course, we have like national acts coming here, everything from the amphitheater to, concert halls downtown, Norfolk and Hampton. Even the arts are alive and well in Hampton Roads. But I also like the fact that we have local bands. So the Fuzz Band is one of my favorite bands. And I enjoy listening to their music. And so I think we have a really cool local music scene here. And you can find bands at a lot of restaurants. And so I enjoy going out, listening to music, getting my dance on, having a good time. And I sing a little bit too. So I don't sing in a group or anything, but I enjoy singing. I enjoy music. And so that's what I do for fun. Another thing that I like to do is give back myself. And so I volunteer in the community as well. I, for example, serve on the board of the YMCA on Granby. And while that is board service and we are helping children and families, I also get an opportunity to do fun things. And so we fellowship together as a board. I have made friends through board service. And that's another thing sometimes we gloss over. Giving back is, of course, a way to help your community, but we get something out of it too. So, of course, we get these great feelings of having done something to help others, but then you also make connections. And so I enjoy meeting people and making connections through my board service as well.
No, that is absolutely great. Great. Yes, giving back is so important. It definitely is. And even though our lives are like so busy, it's something calming about knowing like you're helping somebody else and you're doing like your little part to build up your community. It's really rewarding. Yeah.
And there are different ways to do it. I'll tell you, one of my favorite is through social media. So in being a PR and media professional, I have learned to use social media to tell a story, but it is also a platform. And it's a platform that businesses can use as well as individuals to help amplify the voices of others, to help inspire. One form of giving back is through your story. And so when you amplify not only your story, but someone else's on social media, then you can shed light on an important cause. You can give a platform to voices that aren't always heard. I think this is especially true when we're amplifying diverse voices and diverse causes that may not always get the attention they deserve. Even your radio show, amplifying the voices of businesses and business owners and providing resources and information that they can't get anywhere else. That is very important. And so you are a resource through media, and people can do the same thing on social media. So I like to use, I guess it's called X now, right? It's no longer called Twitter, but I like to use X to share stories. I like to use Instagram, Facebook, and of course, my favorite is LinkedIn. I would encourage all professionals to get on LinkedIn. Get on LinkedIn. Like, that's probably the best piece of advice that I can offer for professionals, whether you're working at a large company like I am, or you're in business for yourself, or you just want to build your personal brand. LinkedIn is a way you can do it. And it is also a low cost and effective way to build a network. I had been on LinkedIn for a while, but of course, in the pandemic, when everything shut down, it was one of the few ways that I could actually connect with people. And from there, my LinkedIn presence and activity grew, and I've made connections and I've met people and I've learned a lot. So I would encourage people to get on LinkedIn and to share your story, meet other people, and to amplify voices that need to be heard. So social media is a great way to give back and to tell those stories and to be a resource. And if you're in business, to get your brand out there too.
Exactly.
I'm so glad you said that. So speaking of networking, we typically like to ask this question about networking. And I saw a media clip with Issa Rae, right? And she talked about how most people, when they network, their goal is to network up. But she says she feels like it's more important to network across, right? Because you want to kind of partner with and collaborate with the people that are coming up with you. So I just wanted to get your perspective on that.
That is a great point. And as any media PR person will tell you, it's going to depend. It's going to depend upon what your personal and professional goals are. Generally, I would say do both. If you're on LinkedIn and you're trying to get a job, you need to network up and across. If you're trying to get a promotion, you need to network up and across. If you're building a brand or a business, you probably need to do more across, because your customer base is probably going to come from your community, and community is location or demographics, different factors that you would, consider. And so I would say network across, but I would also have a target or focused audience. But absolutely, I mean, you always want to build connections. You don't want to burn bridges. People that I met on LinkedIn years ago are just now people that I'm, getting connected to. A lot of my board service and opportunities have come through people I met on LinkedIn. And so definitely set up your profile, build your personal brand. This is important, whether you are an entrepreneur, you're working for a company, your company and business to have a brand, but you need to have your own brand as well. Let's not forsake that. So I definitely think Issa Rae is on to something when she says, build broadly, stretch across, because you do want to be meeting people and making connections and networking with folks. And depending upon your personal and professional goals, you also do need to be producing content that is going to catch the attention of the higher ups, because that's important. Higher up could mean, someone, an executive at your company that you're trying to get the attention of, or higher up could mean the next business deal that you're trying to secure. But LinkedIn is a great way to do that either way.
That is great. Yes, I've been reading your suggestions because I'm trying to use LinkedIn more. And then I think I reposted a few because they're really good. So thank you for taking the time out to give us some tips on that. And so how can people follow you or get in contact with you? And then if you want to give them the Dominion information again, that'd be great.
Sure. So I am on LinkedIn, Cherise Newsome. Find me there. I'm very active. I really enjoy storytelling and amplifying voices that need to be heard, voices that will inspire and encourage you in your own personal and professional journey. So you can reach me there. I'm also on X. So you can find me there, Cherise Newsome, as well. For the company I work for, Dominion Energy, you can find Dominion on all social media channels for the most part at Dominion Energy. And then the website is, of course, dominionenergy.com.
And all of Dominion's contact information is on your bill you get every month.
Yes.
And if you don't pay it, they will be in contact with you. So
we work with people. We understand that it's really important for people to get that energy going. So we definitely work with people, and we say, don't wait. Do not wait until the last minute, until you're in over your head to reach out and ask for help. We encourage people that when you are running on hard times and falling behind, please call us and reach out. We're going to work with you. So sometimes people may feel embarrassed or, just stressed out, and we understand, we care. We know that you need energy and we want you to have it too. So we're going to work with you. Don't wait until it's, too late. Always reach out. That's true for your bill and in life. If you need help, say something, call somebody, get the support you need.
Exactly.
All right, Cherise. Now, before we let you go, we have one last question for you. Okay. And that is, what does the word emerge mean to you?
Oh, when I think of emerge, I think of a butterfly coming out of a cocoon. And not only has the butterfly undergone a metamorphosis, but it is emerging or coming into its own. So a new world, but also its own, its new place. So that's what emerge means to me. It means to come out and become into your new place.
Love it. Love it. We all want everybody to come into their new place and emerge. Thank you so much, Cherise, for spending time with us today. And you gave us some great information. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for what you do to provide resources to businesses and business owners. That's so important. Keep it up. I know it's a lot, but it is a worthy and worthwhile cause. So keep up the great work.
Emerge, emerge yourself.
You're listening to the Emerge Radio Show on WHOV 88.1 FM. If you would like to partner with us and have your business spotlighted on the show, contact us at emergethemagazine.com.
Welcome back. I'm Dorothea Schuler, and you're listening to Emerge, the radio show that's all about entrepreneurs and business and is the premier information source for business owners. If you're just now joining us and missed the previous interview, visit emergethemagazine.com and listen to any of our previous shows. Okay, let's get to it. We all proceed throughout the course of our lives based upon a series of decisions. A decision is a conclusion or resolution reached after consideration, and divine means excellence. So we're making an excellent choice. Now, with that being said, let's make the divine decision today to pivot. There were a few very complex definitions for pivot. The one I chose effectively illustrates our ability to emerge with just the slightest pivot. To pivot is to turn or rotate like even the hinge on a door. Okay, so we see the shift in direction or a shift in the process, but the foundation is stationary. The definition stated to turn or rotate. I remember as a little girl, I loved opening my grandmother's cherry wood finish musical jewelry box. Out would pop this little porcelain ballerina who spun in circles as long as the top was open. She generated movement that to me at the time was mesmerizing, but she never moved from the original position. One of her feet remained the pivot point. We can generate the necessary movement to accomplish our goals, reaching an end result that we truly desire without having to move or change the foundation we've built. Maybe all that's needed is the decision to pivot. Maybe you're a person who's built a solid foundation and have just fallen into complacency. That slight pivot is all you need to reinvigorate your efforts and maintain forward progression. Maybe you finished trade school or graduated from college, or you've successfully opened a new business or are even ready to expand an old one. The point is, you're ready for what's next, you know it, but you feel stuck. Let me suggest that all you need is a slight pivot of your mindset, your efforts, or your execution, and leave the foundation you've built in place. When throwing the shot put, before the release, the foundational foot is planted first and then used to pivot the athlete in the direction in which they're throwing. Sometimes it's the smaller movements that are necessary in order to create and see a bigger change. Join me today by merging into our best life and make the divine decision to pivot. Knowing this helps to ultimately shape and create a path that reflects a light of excellence. This, my friends, has been another divine decision with Dorothea. You can decide to be a part of Emerge the Radio Show by submitting your response to our signature question, what does the word emerge mean to you? Share that with us on our IG at Emerge the Magazine. This week's response is from Paige Putman of Lineage Wealth Management, Inc. in Norfolk, Virginia. Emerge means growth and potential. Yes, Paige, thank you so much. We definitely share that same thought here at Emerge. It's all about potential and the growth it takes us all to reach ours.
Emerge, emerge yourself.
All right. Hello, everybody. We are so excited. We have Jennifer with us. And if you've been following Emerge, you know, Jennifer was one of the panelists for our All About Fashion brunch. And so we are excited to have her on the show today to talk to us more about what she does and to really give us like some fashion tips, especially since we're in the fall now. It seemed like summer to fall went really quick. So we're excited to talk to you, Jennifer. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. Thank you so much for having having me. I'm so glad to be back.
Yes, we're so excited to talk to you today. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I am a personal stylist. My brand is called Stylegasm, and I work with people. I'm based here in Richmond, Virginia, though I travel a lot. I'm a bit of a gypsy, and I have clients, fortunate to have clients all over the country and also other parts of the world as well. And in short, people always ask me how to become a stylist, and I've always loved fashion and style my whole life. And that led me to Paris, France, where I worked in the fashion industry, and then later to Bali, Indonesia, where I did my own made-to-order brand. And I realized in time I didn't actually like making products. What I really loved was like the service aspect and how I could help people with more than just one outfit. There were so many layers to style. So that's basically how I become a stylist. And I do like transformation stylist. So it's really about expressing who you truly are from the inside out.
Love everything you said there. So I did not know all of that. So talk to us. You said you went to, did you say Bali?
Yeah, I went to Bali. Yes, Bali.
Talk to me about that experience, because I actually, along with Tiffany and some other of our girlfriends, we're going there next year. And I don't want to really know about Bali, but talk about your experience and what you did for your business out there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I lived there for 4 years. I always say actually I lived there during 2020. So all the experience 2020, I didn't experience the same way. I was in paradise, but I know it's kind of crazy to go move across the world. It was actually a friend had given me this wild idea, and I realized Bali would be such a good place to start my own brand because they have the productions, the tailoring, they have the resources there. Plus it looks like a really cool place. And so that's what drew me there. I know it sounds really glamorous to go live in Bali, and it is paradise. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's paradise all the time. But yeah, I mean, I learned a lot. I didn't know anything about starting a fashion brand, to be honest. I dropped out of fashion school because I can't sew. I didn't, I had to figure out how to, tailors and production. There's a lot of things that I needed to learn. And it was very, what's that word? Just very, very, very startup. And yeah, and made a lot of mistakes, to be honest. Eventually I was like, wow, this is really not, I made, years worth of mistakes, and eventually compiled all that to do what I do now.
I mean, that's a big step. I mean, you're working towards your dream, or what you thought was your dream at the time, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, let me move to an entirely new country. So talk to us about your emotions and what made you say, I'm going to just do this and just go.
Yeah, good question. Well, I had that first initial, so it was actually when I lived in France and I was burnt out, and my friend was like, I was like, well, I need to go get another job. And she's like, well, why don't you go move to Bali or something? You want to start a brand. And so, it actually took 2 years from the time of and the idea to actually going there. So I ended up, I ate some very humble pie and moved back to Virginia, moved back with on family property, and worked in retail and saved up money. And just, it was sometimes you don't want to put too much pressure on your dream. And so I just knew I would know when it was time to go. And at some point it just came to that time, lots of different things worked, and then kind of finished that chapter, was dating someone, finished that chapter, and it was all those different things of okay, now is the time to go for it. I mean, I would say I'm definitely an adventurer. Out of college, I went and traveled the world for almost a year. So backpack. So it's not like that's the first crazy thing that I did. Even moving to France, to be honest, moving to France was more difficult than Bali for sure. So yeah, I mean, with Bali, it's such a different culture, and you'll experience that when you go. There's so much beauty in it. They're so not Western. They're so based around community and connection, and they're so spiritual. They're so immersed in their religion. They're Hindu, Bali. Even Indonesia is very Muslim. Bali is its own thing. And so the way of business getting done is not as straightforward as there. It's just not and there's so many lessons of you want something to get made, and they don't tell you things as straightforwardly as they do here. And there's a whole, you got to negotiate, and it's a whole nother culture. So it took a lot of time just to get acclimated there, and to, it was an amazing experience. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, okay, fast forward, you are a fashion stylist now. And what was that transition like, going from fashion designer to how did you evolve or emerge, should I say, into fashion style?
Yeah, emerge. Good plug. You know what's interesting is I'm in my mentor, like her group program is called Emerge and Monetize. So it's like, I like the word emerge. So I ended up closing down my business. Again, like it wasn't profitable. I made a lot of mistakes and trusted some people. It was at some point of like, okay, I got to like reassess things. And coming back to the US and then realized I wanted to like realize that chapter was over and it was time to start new. And my first was like, I'm going to be a fashion designer again. I'm going to take all those mistakes that I learned, all those things that didn't work out. And I've gained a lot of wisdom. And so I'm going to do things my way. So I started actually and I ended up taking like a course around fashion design, like about building your brand better and doing some resources. Like I was really planning to do that. And then I just kind of casually was like, well, maybe I should just offer, as things are coming down the pipeline, maybe I should just offer some sessions here or there. So I kind of like put that out there of like, maybe like one-off session for X amount of dollars. And it was actually like I worked with this coach who was like a medium, very spiritual person. And I had trusted her and we had done some work together. And she's like, Jennifer, you're actually a stylist. That's actually where your genius is. And I was kind of like, really? Are you sure? And then realized that. So that's when I went, I was like, all right, I'm going to go all in on styling, and did a few different courses and things, not actually around learning how to style, but like how to kind of build a business of styling. And and eventually just put it out there. And then it's actually working with people. I'm like, oh my God, this is like exactly what I should be doing. These are all the things that I like to do. I'm not good at like creating things, like creating like a garment, but like I'm really good at finding things. And I really love, and I'm very intuitive, and I like seeing people, and I like how you mash up and you put things together. Like I like going through people's closets. I like seeing the individual and really helping them as their own unique being. So it's like actually in the process of it, be like, oh yeah, this is like, why didn't I know this 15 years ago that this is what I should be doing?
Let me just applaud you on your transparency, right? Because sometimes, not necessarily on this show, but if you follow different entrepreneurs and business owners on social media, they make it seem like, bam, I had an idea and here I am today, right? And they leave out that crucial part of how they had to get there. So I heard you say that you had the idea to go to Bali, you moved back to Virginia, you saved up, you went. I heard that things didn't necessarily work out in Bali. And then you just had to keep plugging along until you figured out what your path would be. So thank you so much for sharing that, because I feel like that's a more realistic path that most people don't discuss.
Yeah, absolutely. I started my entrepreneur journey in 2011. Like I was at it for more than 10 years with and so many, people don't talk about that. And maybe I don't know. I don't want to say I'm a slow learner, but there's just each step along the way that I needed to take until it alchemized. So for anyone listening, it's okay that it takes time and that it's not yet. I'm still learning so much and growing so much, for sure.
I like that. So one of the things I've been focusing on, regardless, if it's my corporate job or if it's in our business, just focusing on being the greatest and best I can at the level I am at currently, right? Because we all have, sometimes I feel like we can be so goal oriented. We want to get there. We're not mastering where we are. So that's something I'm really focusing on. Hey, how can I master where I am? Because the next level will come.
Yeah. I totally agree. I mean, me too. When you're ambitious, you're always looking at the next level. And then it's interesting to if you kind of look back. Do you ever go there where you look back from your photos a year ago or years ago? You're like, oh, I have evolved. I've come a long way. We're a little pat on the back.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I think this age I'm at now is probably my most stylish and where I'm the most bold, but it probably will grow as I get older. You don't feel like you have to fit in some type of box all the time. So
totally. Style is this ever evolving thing. I'm always, refining and constantly work on my style. And just as we're growing as people, it's that outer expression of ourselves grows too. Absolutely.
So as a fashion stylist, do you feel like you have to be, I guess, stylish all the time? Do you, when you leave the house, do you always have to be on point, or can you go out in yoga pants?
That's funny you ask, because I went working out this morning, and then right after I met a friend of mine who was a former client of mine. We went for a walk, and she was like, man, your workout clothes are stylish. I'm like, not that stylish, but thanks. So she's like, you're really very on brand. I would say, well, for me, like I love style. I love how I feel, when I get dressed. So to me, it's not like a hassle. It's not like this obligation that I have to, like, oh my God, I have to get dressed because I have to show up. Like, I like love it. I even like the art of putting things together and, creating new things. It's like it's like play for me.
Right.
I will say I probably have like on Sundays, not every Sunday, but a lot of Sundays are kind of like my downtime, and like I don't wear makeup and I'm usually just at home. So like every once in a while you can catch me if I have to like run to the grocery store in something like non-impressive, but I don't really feel like myself. It's like, yeah, I mean, like, not like I'm ashamed of it, but you're not going to see me like that often because it's just sort of like not who I am.
So how do you market like your business?
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of networking. I feel like personal style is a very personal thing. And I think it comes so much through relationships. And so I think like a lot of my clients have been people that I've met, whether different groups that I'm part of, events that I go to, just groups. I've had even just friends or people, some people know immediately they want to work with me, and some people we just build a relationship. And then one day they're like, hey, I want to hire you. I'm like, okay, awesome. Like, you're welcome. Come on in. I mean, of course I post on social media and I do some events and workshops, and referrals are strong. So I have people like, I have this client that, her neighbor now works with me and her daughter now works with me. So sometimes like these cluster of people, because they see each other. Like I have some groups that like, they see each other and like, oh my God, you did such an amazing job. And so it just happens organically, I would say.
No, that's very good.
Good.
So you're like a personal stylist. So how do you assess someone's style and then I guess work on it to like build it up? And maybe you have to get them out of their shell a little bit.
Yeah, good question. So the first place I start is with do you know like oracle cards or like tarot cards? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have my own deck here. So there's a deck of like 50 cards.
Okay.
So that's a fun starting place, is like people can pull here. I'll just pull a card real quickly now for like collective card for this call. We got a whimsical. So that's often like opening place, because again, style is an evolving thing. So there's a different size of yourself. So maybe there's some whimsical element that you want to express. Also, like, I mean, really with people, it's not really a one-off thing. It's a relationship of getting to know them. And so going into their closets, like, doing, I call it feng shui wardrobe, like going in, seeing the things that they own, like talking through what are the things that they love, what are the things that need to be purged, like who are the people that they're secretly jealous of on Instagram because of like their style, like really, like who are the people that they really like, what is it that, like what's coming up in their lives, like really having to assess someone's lifestyle, because your lifestyle, like both of y'all, you're gonna have different needs depending on the work that you do or family, all kinds of things. So just really getting to know someone on like all points of what's going to work, and also for their bodies, lifestyle, all of it.
I have now split my clothes into 3 closets, right?
Wow.
So I have like in my room, it's my work attire. So sophisticated blazers, nice shirt, blouses, that kind of stuff, dresses. And then in my office closet, I have like the go out dresses, the cocktail dresses, or if we happen to go to a club, which doesn't happen often because we're old now, those kind of dresses, the vineyard. Yeah. And then in my daughter's closet, now that she's gone to college, I have taken over half of the closet, are my like go out jeans, like sweatshirts. So it's like the 3 different sides of Tiffany in 3 different closets.
I love that. It's like you can literally compartmentalize the different sides of different style. That's brilliant.
It makes it so much easier.
Yeah, I love it.
So what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? I love to travel. I was just in Paris, like, I guess like a week and a half ago. I came back. And I was an assistant on a luxury shopping trip, but it's also like just for me to be able to go and enjoy. So I love to travel.
If you need an assistant to the assistant, let me know.
I wanted to do my own trip. Actually, that's a part of the thing of like, oh yeah, I can do this. I can arrange this. I love to be in nature. I do this work, energy mastery. So I would say, I don't know if that's a hobby per se, but it's like something that I need in my life that helps just like ground me, help me feel connected to myself, help keep my energy clean so I can go out and do more of the work that I'm here to do. I'm like a girl, like I am like a girl's girl. Like I love my girlfriends. I love like connecting and spending time with people. I mean, I do like my own time too, but I love like connecting and spending time with people that I love. I'd say those are my hobbies.
Awesome. Well, tell us how we can connect with you if somebody wants you like to be your client, if they just want to follow you, because I know you do style tips every once in a while.
Yeah.
On your social media. Let us know all of it.
Yeah. So Instagram, I'm Have a Stylegasm, HAVE Stylegasm, GASM. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm Jen K Stylegasm, and you can find me on Facebook the same. I think it's Jen K Stylegasm. So yeah, feel free to like just DM me, say hello, say if anything like stood out from this interview, or if we had met at the event. I want to come again next year.
Of course, we got you down.
Awesome.
We do. Next year is going to be good. We have like a new venue we're going to be at. It's going to be, we're ready.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we started planning immediately after we had the last one while the ideas were fresh.
Well done. Love it.
So we do have one last question for you. Our signature question. What does the word emerge mean to you?
I think of emerge like the metamorphosis, like a butterfly. So it's like the like spreading your wings and like showing up as who you truly are, like in its fullness. That's how I see emerge.
I love it. So it's like you start off as what is it? A caterpillar, right?
Yeah.
Grumpy. Some people think they're cute. And then you hire Jen K as your personal stylist, and you come out as a beautiful butterfly. There you go.
Yeah. Got it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us and for all that you do. And you guys heard it here. Connect with her, follow her, and DM her.
Yeah. Thank you. I love this. Thank you so much.
Emerge yourself.
Attention, Hampton Roads business leaders and entrepreneurs.
Get ready to elevate your connections and supercharge your success at the Emerge Your Business Networking Mixer.
The premier event for forging meaningful partnerships and expanding your professional horizons.
Join us every fourth Wednesday
At the Landing at Hampton Marina.
Rub shoulders with industry experts, innovators, and like-minded individuals who are shaping the business landscape.
Share your insight, exchange ideas, and discover opportunities that can skyrocket your growth.
Whether you're a startup founder,
A seasoned CEO,
Or anywhere in between,
this event is your golden ticket to unlocking doors you never knew existed.
so mark your calendars. Every fourth Wednesday, the Landing at Hampton Marina at 6 p.m. Be part of the synergy that drives success in Hampton.
EYB, where connections turn into collaborations and
dreams become reality.
Emerge yourself.
You're listening to the Emerge radio show on WHOV 88.1 FM.
I am Deshana Kemp Garnett, and it's time for my 2 cents. Hello and happy Wednesday. Welcome back to yet another exciting episode of My 2 Cents. If you listen to me every Wednesday, then you know how excited I am to be your go-to radio segment for practical finance tips tailored specifically for entrepreneurs. So today, let's go ahead and jump right in. I want us to talk about honing our negotiation skills to make sure we save money in business deals. In the world of business, every dollar counts. And if you're like me, right, an entrepreneur on a budget, every cent counts. So one of the most powerful tools at our disposal is the art of negotiation. By sharpening our negotiation skills, we can save substantial money in deals and transactions. So I'm ready to give y'all the secret. So I hope you're listening. Make sure you are writing this down. This is the secret. We need to prepare thoroughly, right? And first and foremost, we have to know our worth. And this is the tricky part, maybe a little scary for some of us. We have to be willing to walk away, because it's not just about getting the lowest price. It's also about finding the best value. Negotiating with confidence and empathy can lead to more favorable terms, lower costs, and improved profitability. We're in the business to be profitable, right? So invest time in mastering this skill and watch your bottom line benefit. I am Deshana Kemp Garnett, and that's my 2 cents.
Here's what's coming up in Hampton Roads.
Let's take a look at some local and regional activities. Ladies Around the Globe presents Bay Yoga, October 21st, 5 to 6:30 p.m. Taking place at Believable Prana Yoga and Wellness, 1405 Kiln Creek Parkway, Newport News, Virginia. Beyonce music and mimosas included. For additional information, visit ladiesaroundtheglobe.com. Are you looking to network? Visit Last Wednesday's Networking Mixer by Emerge, the last Wednesday of every month, 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Cooper Barley in Hampton, Virginia. This is focused on professionals and entrepreneurs looking to expand their professional contacts, generate leads, or explore potential partnerships. For additional information, visit emergethemagazine.com. A special thank you for the guests on today's show. To listen to past episodes of the Emerge Radio Show, visit emergethemagazine.com.
Emerge yourself.
You've been listening to the Emerge Radio Show. All opinions expressed on this show are that of our guests and may or may not be shared by the Emerge Radio Show staff. Follow us on Facebook. Search Emerge Radio Show. On Instagram, Emerge the Magazine, and online, emergethemagazine.com.